Good evening, family, and welcome to another Mazerati After Dark show, the Thursday night rush party on the web. You're going to get a very, very special treat from producer-director Spencer Collins, bringing us the hot new play, Can God's Love Reach You in the Dark? So take a moment, get your favorite libation. Don't stay gone long. We're going to have a word from our official sponsor, IWantItToday.com, and we'll be right back, family. And when we get back, we're going to dive right into it. So be prepared. See you in a moment, family. Ciao. It's the Mazerati show. It's the Mazerati show. The Thursday night rush, let's go. It's the Mazerati show. Tune in at 9 p.m. Visit IWantItTodayShoppingMall.com and live the good life. Okay, family, we're back. Mr. Director, producer, writer, actor, red carpet host, model, just all around talented everything. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mazerati After Dark show, Mr. Spencer M. Collins.
Man, you make me sound like somebody. I love coming to you.
Somebody. Ladies, this is one of the most gentlemen that I have ever met. Belongs to an organization called
Men of Standard.
Men of Standard. How could you forget? The first time I met Mr. Spencer M. Collins, he and Miss Ophelia Harper told me about the Men of Standard. Yes, hi Ophelia. Next time, lady, we gotta get you in here in the studio. Spencer,
LOG, Ladies of Greatness. Let me give
Ladies of Greatness,
shout
that's
out.
right. Men of Standards, Ladies of Greatness. Spencer, welcome to the Mazerati After Dark show. And as you can see, you guys know Mazerati makes it onto the camera every now and then. She refused to not be heard. You heard her kind of like
well, she heard all those menses up in here, so she was losing her mind back there.
She couldn't take it, so we
She got all motivated by Wealthy.
Yes, Wealthy motivated her. She said, wait a minute, there's too much positive going in. So she had to be in here and be a part of it. So she's going to be here on camera with us a little bit. Spencer, the play. The play is awesome. I had the pleasure of seeing it the last time that it ran. May 18th and 19th, stage 52.
Stage 52.
Stage 52. Tell them a little bit about
you know, I love talking about this play because, you know, because of the subject matter, it's, you know, it's labeled as being a little controversial, but the thing that I love about this play is that it touches on so many different levels of being in the dark. You know, we have the main character who's struggling with his sexuality, but we also have many other characters in the play that are dealing with some type of struggle and are dealing with some type of sin. And all sin is the same, and that's one of the things that I love about this play is, so even though the focus is on Thomas, who's dealing with his sexuality, you also have all these other like people in the play and all their lives that are intertwined, and they all are dealing with some type of issue, and they're all wondering if God's love can reach them in the dark, and the answer to that is yes.
Yes, it can. Yes,
it can. That is the final answer. And when
you walk away from the play, you know without a doubt that yes, God's love can reach you in the dark no matter what your issue is. Now, the play deals with a young man and his sexuality, and it is controversial, and you know, I have no fear of that. I absolutely love that you deal with what's real and what's reality, because it is what we have going on now. So I want to commend you for being able to deal with the controversy. Tell us about the writers and what inspired them to write it.
It's you know, first of all, let me give a shout out to my man Billionaire. A shout out to my man Chris, who's here in the studio. I was listening to that brother speak, and if you are within a 1,000-foot radius of this brother, and you do not get motivated, you have to be dead. But I was listening to his story, and it just reminded me like how important it is for us to be role models to these young brothers who are coming up right now.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm 40 years old, and even thank you, I can accept that. Speak that into existence. I like that. And even I need a mentor. Absolutely. And some of the mentors that I have, one of the mentors in my life is Donald B. Welch, somebody who I look up to. Another mentor, because everybody always thinks if it's a man, he got a male mentor. But my other mentor is Brandy Burks. And the reason that I chose those two is because they're doing what it is that I'm doing. So you want to have those people in your circle that are doing the same thing as you so that you can have something to reach for. Absolutely. And when I was listening to him talk about the dream wall, which I have to get over to the dream wall.
I will be there.
And put my dream up on his wall so we can rewind back to this moment and say, remember I wrote that on his wall.
And it happened.
I've been speaking it into existence. And it was hard to, he was talking about the no's and all that. You know how many no's we've heard with this play, especially because of the subject matter. Nobody wanted to touch it. Like you're going to talk about homosexuality, and you're going to talk about it in a church setting, that ain't going to fly. Well, the truth is, when you go to church,
it's a reality.
It's a reality. They're there.
They're there.
They're in the choirs, they're in the pews, they're paying offering and tithes. Some of them are in the pulpit. Well, why this is kept. I mean, I ain't trying to be ugly or messy, but it's a reality.
But the beauty of it is that it's not about judging. It's about healing. It's about acceptance. It's about coming to reality. Coming to what is the word I'm looking for? Coming to terms
with the fact that this exists in our church. It exists in our homes. It exists in some of our families. It's something that we deal with on a daily. One of the other things that we deal with is HIV and the infection rate that's going up. Wow. And how we're losing so many African Americans because we're not educated or because we don't communicate and we don't talk about it. This is something that needs to be talked about. You know
what I say, family? Abstinence or safely. Abstinence works, no matter what anyone says. But if you're not going to be abstinent, if you just cannot hold yourself, by all means, be safe, because the life that you save could be mine. Thank you.
Or mine. That. Or yours, or his, or whoever's.
We have to make sure that we take care of ourselves.
You know, African Americans only make up 13.5% of the population here in the United States, but we make up over 50% of all new cases of infections of HIV and AIDS.
We are 6 of 10.
Those numbers staggering. Man, I mean, when you listen to those numbers, if it doesn't strike fear in your heart, something's wrong.
Absolutely.
Something's really wrong. So and then the ages between 13 and 24.
Getting younger and younger.
It's getting younger and younger. You know, just because we think our kids aren't having sex, don't mean that they're not.
So that means that, like Wealthy said, you need to communicate with your kids. Key. Speak to them, talk to them, mentor them, motivate them, put them in front of young men and young women that are doing positive things so that we can, rein it in, get a hold on it. And your play deals also with a mother's love of her son. Okay, family, we're back. Had to get rid of Mazerati. She just would not stop licking my hands.
That's because she's so sweet. That's what it is.
Thank you. We're back with actor, director, producer, Spencer Collins. Can God's love reach you in the dark? Selling out to sellout crowds back in May. I was there. It was packed to the hilt. Tell us about the motivation behind the play.
Just dealing with the reality of what we're dealing with in our churches, in our homes, in our communities. Hate crimes are on the rise.
Absolutely.
And as we see with the Trayvon Martin
Zimmerman,
and the whole Zimmerman thing, which completely, I'm glad that we as a whole, as a unit, as a family, got together and got behind that campaign until they got Zimmerman in jail. And I hope and I pray that justice is prevailed in the end. We know how some of these cases end up, but I have to commend us because we stuck together on something. And that's not something that the African American community of now is used to doing. Like back in the day, when we had an issue, we would always rally together and we would always make a difference. And we started getting lazy because we don't have the same leaders that we have. But it's time for new leaders to come forward.
Some leaders.
We need more leaders.
Absolutely.
We have enough followers. We need to create more leaders.
So tell me, what else is going on? You have webisodes, actual stage plays, TV. What's going on?
It's funny that you should mention that. We're actually working on 2 other productions that will be happening after King God's Love Reach from the Dark. And this is a big year for King God's Love because this is the 2-year anniversary of the play. Oh, and in addition to that, we have the NAACP Theater Committee.
Yes.
Coming in to review the play for a possible nomination.
Powerful.
So I'm really excited about that, and I'm going to speak that into existence. I know that we're going to walk away with a nomination because there's no way that you can come and watch this production and not be gripped by the message. There's absolutely no way. And with the talent that we've had since this production started 2 years ago up until now, it's just phenomenal. Like there's so much talent here in California, and a lot of it is untapped because they're unknown artists or unknown actors. And I believe that with the talent pool that we have here, there should be like no one out of work.
Well, you know, that's exactly what I like to do on the Mazerati After Dark show. I have known talent. I have up and coming talent. I don't like to say unknown. I just like to say up and coming, not quite discovered yet. Because, like you said, there is a wealth pool of talent here in Los Angeles, and coming from the South. Billionaire PA from the South, I'm from the South, and a lot of talent is coming.
My family's from the South. North Carolina, Durham,
North Carolina. You're from,
hey.
Well, you're a Cali baby.
Well, yeah,
you can tell he's got Cali swag.
I've been in Cali long enough to pick up some of the swag, but but you know what?
You're very East Coast and very, very grounded. You know, we've done some red carpets together.
Oh my God,
we did a little radio together. And when I saw the play and realized that you had produced and directed, I always knew you were good. But no, you are awesome. I was blown away. Excellent job. Excellent cast. Tell us about a few of the characters and a little bit of the cast.
Yeah, I'll talk about some of the cast. One of the main characters, Thomas, who's the young man, of course, who's dealing with his sexuality, is being played by Jarrell O'Neal. So Jarrell O'Neal, he played one of the main characters, which is Thomas, and we had to bring him back. Phenomenal actor. But in addition to that, we also brought in a new actor, and his name is Rashawn Jackson. And Rashawn Jackson is also going to play Thomas. And one of the things that I tried to do with the play is switch the talent out. So that we're not seeing the same people over and over again, because I'm trying to expose. I'm trying to get exposure for all the new actors that are coming in, instead of, because we have a tendency here in California to keep recycling the same old actors over and over again, and we do that in television and film. I don't want to do that in theater too, especially, like I said, when there's so much talent here who people don't give an opportunity to be seen. So why not showcase them? I also have to give a shout out to Tammy Mack. Tammy Mack, who does her thing with the
we need to get you in here, Miss Mack.
Mixer. Yes, we do need to get her in here.
We need to get
get in here, Tammy.
Miss Mack is out there doing all kinds of things in the community. She
one of the things that I love about Tammy, and I don't mean to go off track, but one of the things that I love about Tammy is she recognizes that we do have a lot of talent that's untapped here, and she gives them an opportunity to be seen, but not just to be seen by anybody, but to be seen by some of the top directors and producers and casting agents and agencies who come in the last Friday of every month. And she lets them have a place where they can be on a platform and be seen. It also gives us an opportunity to mix and mingle with other people who are moving
and shaking.
Right, moving and shaking, doing things in the community.
Like you and Wealthy were talking about when we were off camera, that you need to be around people that are doing the same type of things that you're doing. And I look up to Tammy Mack because I see her using her forum to expose all types of talent. So thank you very much for that inspiration, Tammy. I am following you. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, Tammy, we done with you now. That's enough. You stealing my time.
But she is good.
No, but I had to give my girl a shout out because just what she's doing is phenomenal. And we're going to go back to the actors. I talked about Jarrell O'Neal. Can't talk about Jarrell O'Neal or Rashawn Jackson, who are the main characters, Thomas, without talking about the co-part, which is Sean, the character Nosy Sean, which I'm sure you remember. Everybody remembers Sean. He's one of the favorites in the play because we're dealing with such a heavy subject. You have to have somebody in there who gives the comic relief, and that's Nosy Sean. And Nosy Sean is somebody that we all know. He might not be gay. He might not be a he,
but he's definitely nosy.
We know that nosy person in our family, in the neighborhood. You know that person that just know everything. Stuff they should not know, they know it. And that's Nosy Sean, and he's the best friend to Thomas, and he helps him through the situation. And we also have we have Danny Deloyd, who I'm happy to welcome to the cast. Danny Deloyd is an incredible actor. I don't know why I just said that on camera because now he'll probably keep rewinding it so he can hear it. But you know he's good though. He's good.
Yes. Well, you always have such incredible actors.
We always have really good actors. But this cast, I've fallen in love with this cast just because you go through things, especially like I've been going through a lot. It's funny how God will stop moving in your life and removing things from your life that you don't think he should be removing.
Right. He has a way of knowing what we don't do.
Oh my God. And when he comes in and he starts moving stuff, you can't, it's God. What you gonna do? Argue with him like, Lord, I need my Mercedes back, please. Okay. I do want my
He gotta move that Mercedes out of the way so you can get a Bentley.
Right. Well, you know what he wanted me, he was teaching me to lean more on him. And he's taking a lot of stuff out of my life, including people out of my life who don't need to be there. And what he's doing is replacing them with people that should be there. You're still here.
Absolutely.
You ain't going nowhere. Absolutely. Now I got my man Chris here, and then come on
Wealthy.
now, billionaire, Wealthy. Come on, man. He didn't replace like 10 people.
We're gonna take a moment, and when we come back, I want to talk about the road to the webinar. So, we're going to take a break, family, fill those glasses back up, come back, and we're going to talk about the road to the webinar series for Can God's Love Reach You in the Dark. And you know, the Mazerati After Dark show is looking for sponsors and advertisers, so make sure that you hit me up at Rush Party at the Mazerati After Dark show. Become a sponsor or advertiser with the hottest show on the web. That's right, the Mazerati After Dark show, the Thursday night of Rush Party on the web. See you in a moment, family. We'll be right back. Ciao.
I love when you go Rush.
Hi, I'm Mazerati, host of the Mazerati After Dark show, and the show is looking for sponsors and advertisers. If you want the world to see your product, service, or your talents, your spoken word, your latest music venture that you've gotten out there, then you want to advertise or become a sponsor on the Mazerati After Dark show. Hit me up with your information at Rush Party, RUSHPARTY, at the Mazerati After Dark show. Remember, this show is seen worldwide, so if you want someone to see you, then you need to advertise with me. The Mazerati After Dark show, the Thursday night Rush Party on the web.
Mazerati got her own show. Mazerati got her own house. Mazerati got her own car. Maserati, such an indie star. Maserati got her own show. Maserati got her own house. Maserati got her own car. Maserati, such an indie star.
Okay, family, we're back. I know that you saw that commercial, and I hope that you will consider becoming a sponsor or advertiser on the Mazerati After Dark show. If you have a project, a new album, a book, a play, I don't know, a clothing line, anything that you're doing that's good and positive and you need to let the world know, then you need to advertise with me right here on the Mazerati After Dark show. So, back to Mr. Spencer Collins, director and promoter and writer and producer and red carpet host, and the list is endless. This gentleman is multi-talented. It's been my pleasure to work with him, and right now we're here talking about his hot new sellout project, Can God's Love Reach You in the This gentleman. But you have webinars coming, so tell us about these webinars.
Okay, so we're going to be going into, because this is going to be the last time that we run the play. That's why we're doing one. Even though I've had a couple of people ask me about actually traveling with the play, which I think is awesome. But I think now with technology being the way that it is, that we can reach more people.
Don't you love the internet?
Oh my God, the internet is amazing.
I love it. You know what? People ask me. People ask me, Mazerati, are you gonna go to syndication?
For what?
I'm kind of perplexed because the internet is so awesome. No need to tour.
No, is it?
Just internet.
You do it here, and guess what? It's all yours.
Worldwide.
You go to syndication, and then they start telling you, you got to cut this, and you got to move that, and say this like this, and we don't like your hair this way, and that red.
They take your creative freedom.
We ain't doing that. We doing webisodes. We're going to stay on the internet. So just keep up with us like that, okay? You
follow us.
You got
follow us, syndication.
You follow us, because that's what we're going to do. So
tell me.
That's why we're trying to move into the webisodes, because I think we can reach a broader audience.
Worldwide.
And I think that it's time that this is an issue that we talk about. And we need to talk about it worldwide, and come out of the closet, and stop keeping secrets, and stop talking about the things that make us uncomfortable. It's time we have conversations about things that make us uncomfortable, because when we do that, that's when change happens.
Absolutely.
You know, when you go and see the fluff and the happy endings and all that, that's good for the people who are doing that. I love that stuff too. But for me,
let's deal with some
reality. I like to deal with some reality. I like dealing with heavy subjects. I like to educate. I like to teach.
Yes.
I like to I like to open people's mind and make them really look at what's going on.
You use the word, you like to deal with it if it's a little uncomfortable.
Yes.
I don't have any problem dealing with it if it's uncomfortable either, because that means that when people are uncomfortable, you spark them to think.
Right.
And then they can understand, and then they can actually do something to change the situation.
That's when conversations happen, when you get uncomfortable. If you're comfortable, then it's like, okay. When God was walking this earth, the people that he helped were not the people who were like him. He didn't go around helping people who were already saved or who already received him. If you look, he always helped the people who were afflicted, the people who were damaged, the people who needed help. Those are the people that he helped. And if we call ourselves Christians, that's what we need to start doing in the churches. Instead of running people out of the church, we need to welcome them into the church. Because as long as they're out there in the world, God can't do anything to change them. You got to bring them in those doors so that they can be changed by God's love.
And having that
God's love can reach you in the dark. Absolutely. It can reach me. It can reach you. It can reach you. It can reach us all. All we have to do is submit.
Absolutely.
And ask for his help. That's it.
Absolutely. And have a few of those uncomfortable situations so that we can learn acceptance and a way to let our own love reach you in the dark. Because we know God can love you. The issue is we don't know how to love.
No, we don't.
So your play will also teach us how to love, because like I said, you do have some very, very poignant issues in there. And one of them is a father's reluctance to love and accept, and a mother's pure, unadulterated love and acceptance.
And we all know, especially being African Americans, that it's hard for African American men to say to their children, I love you, because a lot of them
have never even heard it.
They didn't receive that, so they don't know how to give that. You know, and I thank God that me and my dad have the relationship that we have, because he did tell me that he loved me, because his dad told him he loved him. But I have a lot of friends who never heard that from their dad. They never received that from their dad. So being able to see in this play Thomas Sr. and Thomas Jr. have one of the tender moments that they have, where they actually have a conversation. Even though it starts off as a shouting match, what ends up happening is this dynamic dialogue between the two of them, where he finally gets an insight on what his son's feeling and what he's going through.
Right.
Rather than how he's feeling about his son and his situation.
Learn to look beyond himself.
You gotta look beyond yourself, and you have to.
Tell me about the writers.
The writers, Roger Washington and Robert Howell, two young men that I met in a men's group that I used to mentor, we used to go out a lot, because I think it's important for male bonding to go on. So one of the things that I used to teach in the group is for males to bond, so that we would go out, and because I work in performing arts, I said, well, let's take them to a couple of plays.
Right.
Took them to a couple of plays. They kept wondering why they never saw a reflection of themselves on stage. They asked me, and I told them, in order for you to see you on stage, you have to write it. Absolutely. Nobody can write your story but you.
Wow. I have to commend you, two gentlemen. You wrote an excellent play. And I also have to commend you for being bold enough to share your life so, I don't know, naked with the world. It's just raw and naked.
They open themselves up
to
a lot of criticism. They open themselves up to a lot of backlash. And
God's love
and they
reached
open
them in the dark. Look at this, it's amazing.
Most importantly, they open themselves up to God's love, and that's the most important thing. Because once you find that, there's a peace that surpasses all understanding that comes with that, and that's like the truest thing. And I thank them for the opportunity to be a part of this production, because it's allowed me now to take the vision that they originally had and to expand it, and now that's what we're going into the web series.
The NAACP stage for review and everything.
I'm elated by that, just because of the subject matter. I think it sheds light on a subject matter that we need to talk about.
It's going to be a documentary, you know.
So, oh man, I hope so, because it's definitely going to be a documentary. The web series is going to be dope too, because we're going to be shooting, starting 2013, we're going to be shooting 8 episodes of the webisodes. And what it does is it goes into the details of each one of these characters' lives, so that you know how they got to where they are today.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm really excited about that. We've already wrote the treatments. We've already started auditioning. Of course, I have Mazerati as a special guest on there. And who knows?
I can't wait to get on stage again. I've done a few plays, but it's been a while. I've been so busy with the show. So you know what? I'm excited.
You're a busy lady.
Yes.
Somebody needs to come. You know what? I want to come on the show, and I want to interview her, because I didn't see her interview everybody. I never seen her interview. You need to interview her. Don't y'all want to know what Mazerati? Y'all want to know what she's doing, right? I know I do.
Wow, I think I have to bring you on Mazerati show to interview Mazerati.
Come back and I want to interview you, so we know what you're doing.
Well, thank you. We will definitely make that happen. Listen, tell me what's next. A book. We know about the webinar. A book. Documentary. What?
Well, you already spoke the documentary into existence, so I'm loving that. And I think, you know, I would actually love to write a book on my experiences, because this, you know, the play it's written by Roger and Robert, but you know, like I said, everybody has a story, and in order for somebody to know your story, you have to write it. And I think I have a story. Reshape me in his image, and that's all I've ever wanted, to be rebuilt in his image, not what I want. I want his will to be done, because when I do that, I know that everything that I touch is going to be successful, because I have his blessing.
You are a multifaceted, very, very talented young man, and if you get the opportunity to see his work, see any of his plays, be on the red carpet with him, because trust me, it is a hoot. He is a fashionista and just all around wonderful, wonderful man.
Thank you.
I did the red carpet in May. This has been such a awesome motivational show, family. I know that you're having a hard time sitting in your seat because I had to put some Velcro in my own seat. It's a little Velcro in his seat. We're all Velcro just to keep sitting here to get this positiveness out to you all. Spencer, can God's love reach you in the dark? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Oh, good night, family.
That was good.
Ciao.
Mazerati got her own show. Mazerati got her own house. Mazerati got her own car. Maserati, such an indie star. 9 p.m. You know.
It's the Mazerati show. The Thursday night rush, let's go. It's the Mazerati show. Tune in at 9 p.m. on Thursday.
It's the Mazerati Show.
It's the Mazerati Show. The Thursday night of rush, let's go. It's the Mazerati Show. Tune in at 9 p.m. on Thursday. It's the Mazerati Show. The Thursday night of rush, let's go. It's the Mazerati Show. Tune in at 9 p.m. on Thursdays.
It's the Mazerati Show.